This is Alex Colvin. This is a new painting that I finished yesterday, and I'm kind of fond of this one. It was interesting because most of it got done in one day, and then it just sat there for a while I went off on different tangents. And then I looked at it, and then I got, a different perspective on the color. I think because I've been working with blue, and this was blue going in the direction of green, and then to complement it came out like this, figure these three things together in a form. And when I was during the period of time when I was just sitting and looking at it, I thought, well, I think I'm going to call this intellect, emotion, and the subconscious. And that being intellect, emotion, and the subconscious. I thought of calling it intellect, emotion, and instinct, or intellect, emotion, and the unconscious. But then I thought, no, because the unconscious is a really interesting concept. If you believe that consciousness pervades the universe, then everything that we see visibly or through our senses that comes directly into our awareness is our consciousness. And everything else that we aren't perceiving is the unconscious. So the unconscious is already manifest in the picture as a whole. In a way, this picture becomes a map of reality because you have the sky with the stars representing space, and the mountains in the background representing form, and the water representing time or flow. So you have space and time and structure, and you have energy in the stores, energy being formed through fusion and all the elements being created, and then manifesting in form, and then you have flow. And so those are all aspects, the framework in which reality exists. And then we have, the unconscious and the consciousness. And so in terms of our personal or human, manifestation of spirit in this dimension of reality, we of course have our physical form, but on a mental level, we have the intellect, the emotion, and the subconscious, which dips into the waters of it's the personal, aspect of our own personal life aspect of the unconscious, but it dips into and communes with the unconscious as a whole, which can also manifest, through that, spiral into our consciousness from time to time through symbols and archetypes. The interesting thing here is that a number of things, and I won't go on too much longer, but is that the intellect and the emotion are facing one direct. The intellect is somewhat ethereal, and the emotion more dramatic, but they are facing one direction, facing upstream actually, which would tend to mean then the past, because everything that we experience in our conscious mind is actually in the past already, because whether it's through sensation or feeling or whatever, it takes us a while to process it and become aware of it. So if we're aware of it, then we're actually dealing with the past. And here then, the subconscious, which is largely made up of things from the past, our own personal subconscious, the things made up from the past, and what we thought about it, what we related, what we could deal with, what we couldn't, and boom, whether it's positive or negative things. There's a composite of thoughts and experiences stored up in our subconscious, and a lot of unresolved issues, things that maybe in our awareness we didn't have time with, or we didn't feel that we could deal with, and so they get stored down there, and this thing can become somewhat of a beast. And it is, you notice, it's like bigger, more powerful, and while they're looking to the back, it's actually the subconscious that is driving the ship. So, in terms of this being a map of reality and the relationship between our own personal, psychic manifestation into this realm, against the background of the map of reality. This may have meaning or may not have meaning. And if it has meaning, the meaning may not be true, but it can possibly stimulate some insight. Just important to remember, as the general semanticists used to say, that the map is not the territory. So I sort of like this one. It's called Intellect, Emotion, and the Subconscious.